Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's me, Whiskey Hotel, and you're looking at a game of Kill Confirmed on Resistance or Rundown. I always forget what this one's called. Um, but it's a pretty good game, pretty high kill death. I rarely ever run the Assault Strike package, but this game I did because I'd been in this lobby for a while and these kids weren't very good, so I decided to try and get a huge number of kills, and it worked out pretty well. But what I really want to talk about is patriotism. And this being the 4th of July weekend in the United States, it tends to be a pretty common attitude to think about patriotism because we as a country are supposed to just bask in our own awesomeness while we blow shit up. And as per my family's yearly tradition, we went to a rodeo here in Montana. And the reason we do that is because my mom's birthday is on the 3rd, and she likes to get the family together to go to a rodeo. And I don't really think that anyone in my family is really that big of a rodeo fan, but it's just it's something we can do as a family. We've been doing it a long time, so we just continue it. But at the end of the rodeo, they always have a huge fireworks show for Independence Day, and they launch these ridiculous fireworks off this golf course that's behind the arena. And then all the while they're doing that, they play kind of patriotic songs over the sound system. And one of the songs that always sticks out of my head is, I think it's called "God Bless America." I don't remember the artist that performs it, but I'm sure you've heard it. It's like, "And I'm proud to be an American, or at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died and gave their lives to me," and blah 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 blah. And it's actually a pretty badass song. I'm not into country music or really into gung-ho patriotism that much, but that song always resonates with me because it always kind of bums me out, actually, because that song describes a form of patriotism that, in my opinion, doesn't really exist in this world or this country anymore. And what I mean by that is that song is it's just pure oh, we're American, we stand up for each other, we know that our soldiers are, always doing the right thing, and if they die, then we know that they died doing the right thing and that their cause was just and whatever. And in my opinion, that's just not the case anymore. And I want to be patriotic about my country. I would like nothing more than to be proud of what my country is doing and the direction it's going. But the United States just kind of fucking sucks, in my opinion. And I'll explain after I shoot down my own helicopter here. Wait for it. "Oh, you're just a helicopter pilot just doing your job? Oh, dead. Oh, man, friendly fire is a bitch." But anyway, I guess the main source of my frustration it lies in the political system. Well, to start, it's a two-party system, and I don't understand the reason why there's two parties, because then half of the country is always pissed off. It doesn't seem like the decision should be left or right. The decisions being voted on should be pretty straightforward, and if they deserve to be passed, they deserve to be passed regardless if you live in a blue state or a red state. But then you look at how pretty much our whole political system is funded by lobbyists and corporations, and they're the people that get these people in power, and then if they don't follow the party line or vote the way they're supposed to, then they probably won't get reelected. So that just sets up a system literally handcuffed by corruption. You can't succeed without it, and it's the only way to keep your job as a senator or a representative. And then you look at things like the National Defense Authorization Act, in which the government passed a law saying that they could deploy United States military on domestic soil and indefinitely detain U.S. citizens without trial. I mean, when they're passing shit like that, it becomes pretty obvious that they no longer have the best intentions towards their own people. Because the only reason I see for that is that they saw what happened at Occupy Wall Street, and they got scared of what groups of people could do through social media and just constant connectivity with each other. And then we have countries in the Middle East getting overthrown because of Facebook, and it scared the shit out of our government because they know that a lot of people aren't happy. And then you hear about other things that they pass. Oh, I should mention that the Supreme Court actually overruled that, I believe. So at least the Supreme Court seems to have, their head halfway out their ass and seem to be still acting in accordance to the Constitution. But then there's another act that authorizes, I believe it was 20,000 or 30,000 drones, something like that, a shit ton of drones to be deployed over the United States by 2020. So we're going to have thousands and thousands of unmanned drones just monitoring us at all times. And if you combine that with the fact the NDAA, it becomes more and more obvious that the United States is destined to become a police state where people have no rights. And then you look at things on just a more personal level, in which people are so brainwashed by one side or the other because you can't ever get a straightforward news story. It's always either left wing or right wing, that everyone is so uninformed and just brainwashed by the propaganda that they hate each other. And then the intolerance of other people is ridiculous in this country. Like, I cannot stand the fact that politicians can get by saying that they don't think Muslims should have the same rights, they don't think that gay people should have the same rights, and everyone else just goes, yeah, fuck those fags, and everyone just falls into line. So at this point in my life, like, I see no reason to stay in this country, and I don't plan on doing it for any longer than I need to in order to get out. I'm just going to leave this country to its debt and to its moronic people that it's full of, and to the government, like, just cashing checks from private corporations and voting however they feel like it. And yeah, so I guess I'm not a patriot because I actually want my country to do good things instead of indefinitely detain its own citizens. Anyway, that's it for that. I'll see you next time. Later, dudes.